friends, welcome to ProTalent and I'm Nitin Parmar. Today I'm going to discuss one of the very important part, which is 3 mistakes to avoid in mock CLAT. This is in the series of my, you can say, tips to you about how to appear for mock CLAT and how to rise your score. This is basically the objective. Okay, so in my first video I discussed about, you can say, what to do in mock CLAT so that you can get a very high score. In the second session I discussed about how to develop a mindset to become a topper. In this third session I'm discussing about 3 mistakes to avoid in mock CLATs. I've been talking to a large number of students for the past few days, and when I'm talking to them, I'm trying to get a lot of, you can say, hold of their problems. In case you have some problems which I'm not discussing here and you have in your mind, please put that into comment section. Okay, so these 3 mistakes, which are these 3 mistakes? Okay, primarily what I've seen, the students who are committing these mistakes are, number 1, the mistake is of focus. Okay, the problem they face while solving this CLAT paper is they have a lot of reading to do. Okay, and they are becoming impatient, and sometimes they do not read the full paragraph and they jump to the second paragraph because they have understood a couple of lines and then they feel that it is more than sufficient, or there is an urge to do it fast, or there is, you can say, lack of concentration or lack of focus. My dear students, if you are not focused, if you are not like Arjun, okay, who can only see the eye of a bird, okay, if you cannot see only the problem at your hand and you are able to see a lot of other things, then believe me, you are not going to get very good score because you are not focused, your concentration is not there, and thereby there is a problem, there is a challenge, there is a difficulty in terms of getting high score. For getting high score, it is very important to have a clear-cut focus. So my strong suggestion to you is, when you are reading anything, whether it is a GK paragraph or whether it is your legal paragraph, you can try to read it, you can say, in a normal pace. Do not try to go in a hurry. At the same time, try to focus on the question at hand. Do not allow other thought processes come to you. Okay? Try to remove all those thought processes, have that concentration, have that focus. Okay? The people who are not having this kind of focus are the people who are not getting very high score in the mock test, even though they are deserving in terms of their capability, even though they have put in a lot of extra efforts for their preparation, even though they have good command over concept and the knowledge. So my dear students, if you are not putting focus, there is a problem. Another mistake which you should avoid is, you can say, practice. Okay, we are sitting in the month of March. This is 3rd March. Okay, and I'm sure all of you know that your exam is on 10th of May. Now, by that point in time, you should appear for at least 25 to 30 mock tests. Now, what happens in these mocks? Okay, you try and develop your capability to solve all 150 questions in 120 minutes. This is the capability you will require. Okay, if you are not able to practice and you try and simply, you can appear for 5 to 10 mock tests and then you go for the exam, I think it is not going to help you. Okay, so students who are committing a lot of mistakes is lack of practice. Okay, even when they are solving a lot of questions, you can say, leisurely, they try to do it leisurely, they don't do it in a time limit. So this is very critical that we focus a lot on our practice. Okay, I will tell you this for 100 times till your May examination. I will repeat this idea that you practice, because I want to, you can say, drill in your mind that, look, if you don't do practice, you are not going to reach to the top. Okay, and the third thing is your timing. Okay, now what do I mean by timing? I have discussed with you your target as of now, you can say, is 105 plus. That's your target, number 1. Okay, what about your timing? Okay, I mentioned that. Okay, you'll have to master at that. First, you will do your GK and legal. Okay, you try to cover this in 50 minutes. Okay, then you take your LR plus RC, you try to cover this in 50 minutes. Okay, and then you take your quant, Okay, you try to cover this in 20 minutes. Okay, this is including your OMR. Okay, my dear students, it is very important. Okay, it is very important that you have your schedule in terms of sequence of the, you can say, test or the section you are going to appear for. Okay, so you need to know, you need to master at this. This is my suggestion. Okay, you may have your own way. Okay, this is very logical. This is what I have experienced with myself for many tests. This is what I've seen many students who are performing it. So I think you should be in a position to do well if you know such kind of thing. Okay, if you apply such kind of thing, this 50-50-50 or rather 50-50 in 20 minutes, this is really important. Another important part, okay, in the practice part, I suggest that out of, let's say, 150 question, your attempt should be somewhere 140 or 145 kind of thing. Okay, in GK, you may not go for educated gaze. Okay, but a lot of students are coming and telling me, sir, I have attempted 105, 110. I have seen all the questions, but I was not comfortable in answering other questions, so therefore I did not. Okay, the problem to that scenario is in your examination, sometimes you require, you can say, educated gaze work. Okay, this is very critical. You will require educated gaze work, and obviously you cannot apply that in GK, because in GK either you know it or you don't know it. But in legal, in LR or in RC, when you have gone through the entire write-up, when you have seen the type of questions, you have understood the basic idea, you have, you can say, removed, you can say, out of 4 options, 2 options you have removed. Now you are stuck between 2 options. Mark 1. That's what my suggestion is. Okay, mark 1, do your educated gaze work. Rather than leaving 20-25 questions, it is always better that you attempt them, and possibly you may get good answers if you have read it. Okay, so what I'm not suggesting is, without reading the entire paragraph, you are simply marking your answer. This is not what I'm suggesting is. I hope it is very clear. What I am suggesting is, if you have gone through a proper reading and you are stuck between 2 options and you are not very clear, please mark 1. And that's the meaning of educated gaze work. So my dear students, 3 mistakes you have to avoid in your mock CLAT. That is having not a good focus. You'll have to practice on that focus part. Okay, and that practice by some around 25-30 tests, mock test, that's really important. And then timing is very crucial. You'll have to develop a capability for your GK, legal, LR, RC, Cont. Yeah, all these things are your magic numbers. Okay, I think you'll have to master at this number. Try to reach to some around 140 plus attempt out of 150 questions. Okay, so this is what my suggestion. So kindly avoid these 3 mistakes in your mock CLAT and try to reach to the higher position. Okay, I hope this kind of question, this kind of, you can say, I hope this kind of series is very important to you. It is helping you. Okay, in case you have some other questions, please ask me. I will be in a position to develop some video on it. At the same time, I strongly suggest everyone to follow all this content which we are providing. Okay, if you follow proper methods and, you can say, apply all your knowledge and concept in a right manner, believe me, you will become topper in the CLAT. And I hope you want to become topper in the CLAT. Yes or no? Great. All the best.